simply isn't an adventure worth telling if there aren't any dragons. Very well said, Mr. Tolkien. And that singular element, which in that great author's mind made any adventure worth telling, is the subject of our video today. Dragons. Dragons and Minecraft, Minecraft and dragons. The way I see it, these two things go hand in hand like breathing does with oxygen. The Ender Dragon is arguably one of the most iconic features in the game. Not only is it the closest thing that Minecraft has to an official ending, it's also one of the most unique features the game has. But as is common knowledge in the entire Minecraft fanbase, the Ender Dragon wasn't always the solo dragon in the game. Once upon a time, in the magical lands of the early 2000s, Notch wanted to add overworld dragon mobs to the game. Now, this whole red dragon myth is just one of my favorite parts about just Minecraft folklore in general, like Herobrine, or I can't think of any else right now, but I'm sure there's some. The fact that we have zero visual proof of this thing ever even being an official concept that was taken seriously by the creators just mystifies it to no end. And where loose ends such as these end, that's where creativity begins, my friends. So I have tried to imagine and illustrate new concepts for new dragon mobs and alterations to existing features in the game in order to come up with something that Notch was thinking about a long time ago. Alright then, let's start off with the big boy. The Red Dragon. If you think about it for a while, dragons are a crazy concept that us humans have come up with. Or that were real and just modern people just don't know about. So I still want to maintain that great impact that takes place when you see one of these things. In order to do that, just like in the last video, I'm going to be adding a new structure to the game. Say hello to the abandoned castle. Oh my god, I love this Dungeons & Dragons Lord of the Rings nonsense. It's beautiful. It talks to me on a primal level. Notch said that this dragon would not be able to destroy any terrain, and I am going to keep this mob as close to how he described it as I can. So your battle against the dragon will be entirely confined within the castle. Now the castle itself will be littered with some new mobs and some other little things that I'll talk about later, but here's how it works. Half of the castle is above ground, and the other half is underground. There is some minor loot on top of the castle that you can go up and check out if you want to, along with some other new things I'll talk about later, but the major loot is underground, where the dragon is. The Red Dragon will be a bit of a mini-boss, but I didn't really want to make it too complicated because then it would kind of be stepping over the Ender Dragon fight, and that's supposed to be the big puzzle-solving, like, special fight, I guess. So there's no puzzle-solving mechanics like the healing crystals or anything. The dragon will attack you like any other mob, it will just deal a lot of damage, so you better be prepared. And once in a while, it will breathe fire at you, but these fireballs that it breathes out will be timed equally, so you can predict pretty well when it's gonna shoot fire. This fire can be entirely blocked by the shield, and I also think it'd be pretty fun if I could add an enchantment, which makes it so that you can, like, redirect the fire at the dragon using the shield. Also, shield enchantments, something that I want in the game. You can do cool stuff like this. Now, this dragon fight is going to be quite difficult, so I think the reward should match the difficulty of this challenge. Main reward is very obviously going to be a giant pile of gold. I told you, I'm an absolute sucker for this Dungeons & Dragons Lord of the Rings stuff. And a giant dragon sleeping on a pile of gold, that's just on the mark imagery. Besides that, I think this should have all the other bells and whistles that dungeons have. Enchanted books, armor, whatever else you can find. For fishing rods, what else do you find? Whatever it is, take down one of these dragons and you'll have it. Also, I think it'd be pretty cool if the dragon dropped its head. You know, like the Ender Dragon head, you can wear it around, whatever, like, morbid nonsense you want to do with that, you can. Okay, you can have the dragon's head too. Now I realize that I've called it the abandoned castle and it's supposed to be abandoned, but there's two options that I think that are in front of me of what I want the castle enemies to be. The first is illagers. This I think would be pretty cool because I kind of want the Minecraft Dungeons variants of the illagers to be in this castle. The enchanter, the illusioner, the isolager would be pretty cool additions in my opinion. But if you want to go the other way, then perhaps you can add some of the mobs that I've created. Starting off with the classic, the Phantom Knight. It's pretty simple. It's a hollowed out suit of armor that chases you around. I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here, because this little mob, this little thing gave me an idea to add a completely new system to the game, which just interests me so much. It's armor accessories. I thought the special thing about the Phantom Knights could be that they could drop little pieces of armor that you could then attach to your armor in order to customize it completely. Like different shapes of iron shoulder pads and those little feather things that centurions had on their heads. Longer boots, a bigger butt plate, whatever you want. But this whole thing of having customizable visual tools and armor could have a video of its own, so I'm not going to talk much about it right now. But that's what I have in mind for the new Phantom Knight mob. Besides that, here's a little mob that it's quite far-fetched. Gargoyles. I think that would be a pretty cool idea, to have gargoyles that come to life at night and sort of defend the castle. But that might be making this castle thing a little too populated, too many ideas. Okay, let me know what you think. Now this last thing is for me to have my fun drawing dragons. And that is that I have completely redesigned the Ender Dragon. Notch did say that the Ender Dragon would get bigger and the Red Dragon, or whatever dragons he was gonna add to the overworld, would roughly be the size of the Ender Dragon. And that's what I'm sticking with. Cause Ender Dragon is big, but it could be bigger. So here's what I say. You space out the pillars a little bit more, you make the Ender Dragon Island 50 times bigger, and I redesigned the little middle portal thing for no reason. I think it just looks better this way. I mean, right now it's obsidian bowl, a bedrock bowl. That's not nice to look at. I mean, look at how pretty and nice the new villages are. Why are you like this? Anyways, but this is what you'll be facing off in the end battle. The mechanics don't change whatsoever. It's still the Ender Dragon fight. It just looks cooler. How can I say this? There's a certain way Minecraft designs all of its ideas. It's difficult to put into words, but basically they don't overcomplicate it. They don't make it look too modded, if I can say it that way. But this whole dragons thing gave me an idea for future videos. Dragons are a mythical creature, right? And there's many mythologies, many mythical creatures around the world. How about if I made future Minecraft videos on mobs inspired by real-life mythical creatures? I could make a video based on Egyptian myths, Greek myths, whatever. Tell me in the comments down below if you would enjoy something like that. But that's for the future. For now, I hope you've liked, I hope you've commented, and I hope you've subscribed. And for now, a goodbye.